Hello, and welcome to another episode of BergenStages Television, our entertainment magazine here at Bergen Community College. I'm Jim Bumgardner, your host. And if you can tell, the moon is in the 7th house, and Jupiter's just about to align with Mars, and this can only mean two things. It's the dawning of the age of Aquarius, and BergenStages is getting ready for their production of Hair, the American tribal love rock musical, about to open in the beginning of April. And who to better talk about it than two of our members of our cast, so please join me in welcome Janelle Edinoff, oui, and Samuel Morel.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you so much for
How's it
having us.
going?
Great.
It's going really good so
I
far.
love this musical. I love this musical. I'm so glad that you're doing it, but we'll talk a lot about it. But you're major rehearsal now, right? This is there's a ton of music in this thing.
Yeah, there's pretty much like over, there's around 50 songs.
Yeah.
And in terms of the songs that we sing in around 40 of them. There's very few orchestra pieces, so it's a lot of music to remember.
And you get to sing a few. So you play the character Dion.
Yes.
And you play Berger, right?
Yes.
Sam? So, okay. So, I'm getting ahead of myself to talk about the musical, but and all this incredible music that's in it. But let's learn about you. Janelle, where did you go to high school?
I went to high school. When I initially moved here in 2017, I went to Richfield, and then I was at Beckton High School, and then Rutherford.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Bounced around there.
Yeah.
Did you have time to do any? I know you're a music major.
No.
What is your major?
Cybersecurity.
With all that talent, you're going to be singing your way as you do
Do the
security.
ruler.
Right?
Yeah.
Cool. That's like a left brain, right brain kind of thing
Yeah.
happening with you there. That's awesome. I had no idea. Maybe I knew that, forgot. But so did you do theater while you were in high school? High schools?
Yes. The first show I ever did was at Beckton. It was like a Christmas themed show, and then we also did The Great Gatsby, and I was in like a girl singing trio.
Oh, cool.
And then at Rutherford was where I did most of my shows. So I played Gretchen Wieners in Mean Girls. And then I did some community theater. I did Gabriela Montez in High School Musical, Annabeth Chase in The Lightning Thief, and then some other roles here and there.
That's great. That's great. So you had some great programs to work with in high
Yes,
school.
amazing.
And Sammy, I cannot believe I haven't had you on the show before. I think I've known
Yeah.
you since the production of Crucible. I think that was your
Yes.
first one.
Yeah,
so
Crucible
that's-
was my first show.
Great, great. But how did we get you? Where did you go to high school?
I went to high school at Fort Lee High School.
Just one?
Yeah, I only one high school. No, yeah, I've lived in Fort Lee my entire life,
Cool,
so
cool.
I just went through that entire school system.
And you did theater while you were in high school?
Surprisingly, no.
No.
I only did one show in high school, and that was because I wasn't part of their theater program at first. I was actually part of their finance program, and I did not know that you could do theater just in general. I thought you had to be in the program. So I just one time spoke to the director during my junior year. They did Rent, and I was like, I wish I can be part of these productions. And like the head of it is like, no, you can. Like you just have to audition. I'm like, oh, so you just never told me. Wonderful, that's great. So I ended up doing one of their student-made musicals. That was their main musical. It was called Those Who Can. It was about a history teacher that was supposed to become a lawyer, and the father's very disappointed. And then there's 5 students. It's a very fun musical.
Was it
actually.
original music or did jukebox kind of stuff?
Original music
Oh,
as well.
cool. Wow, wow. That's
No, yeah, they made it from like the ground up from their freshman year, and I was 3 roles in that, 3 prominent roles.
Cool.
And it was like really fun.
Oh, good. So you got in the theater before
Yeah,
that?
I got in the theater before then, and then I did one more show before coming to Bergen in Fairleigh Dickinson. I did the Metamorphosis.
Oh,
and
There's a light play, huh?
yeah, it was. I played the father as well, so
Oh, wow.
that was a really interesting role.
At the college or the high school?
At the college.
Oh, at the college. Nice, nice.
So, and then I transferred to Bergen, and here I am now today.
Oh, cool. Yeah, yes, yeah, yeah. So, and I got to work with both of you last year in The Mystery of Edwin Drood.
Yes.
And that was your first production
Yeah,
here,
first
correct?
production here.
And this Hair is your second.
Yes.
Wow. And you're graduating next December?
Yeah,
Is that right?
about next
Right.
December,
Good,
yeah.
good. So I got you a little while longer.
Yes.
And Sam, we said goodbye to you already, yeah?
No, yeah, I'm currently at Montclair.
Yeah. How's it
and,
going? And you didn't major in theater here. You were a general studies major?
I was a liberal arts major here, and then when I transferred to Montclair, I went into their linguistics and language engineering program.
Look at you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
So-
But I think you're saying that because neither of you are theater majors, and just like you learned kind of late in high school, it's like anybody can be in a show at Bergen. You don't have to be a Bergen theater major to audition for Bergen Stages, and both of you have been doing it and doing quite well. Now, the list of shows you've done, Crusoe was the first one I know that we did together. What others?
I've done Man of La Mancha, I've done Nora, I've done Mystery of Edmund Drood, She Kills, Grapes of Wrath, let's see.
Unnecessary Farce.
Unnecessary Farce, now Hair, and there's one more that I've
And
done.
you did Director's Lab, you did some one-acts.
No, yeah, I did. I did Director's Lab both as a director and then also part of 2 shows, which that was a whole journey by itself.
And how did we not make you drink the Kool-Aid to become a theater major with all that theater that you've done?
Well, it was mostly just a thing of like I was taking a lot of theater classes, but there was just some classes where it wouldn't fit into, like, for example, stagecraft and things like that. I already had too many credits, and especially with me joining the honors program late in Bergen,
Gotcha.
I unfortunately was just like, I need to get all of those credits in there, otherwise I'm just not gonna.
Plus, the way you transferred and you were going in to be a theater major, so it's great to do the liberal arts so that you did all your gen eds and stuff that you needed to transfer
No,
down
yeah.
there, which made much sense. Yeah.
No, yeah. Plus, for me personally, I'm like, I would rather be a different major but have the theater experience with professionals in this industry that will teach me and help me grow a lot, because the theaters in like the professionals in Bergen are just absolutely astounding.
Totally.
Like
Totally. Good.
they
good,
just
good.
teach you so much about how to act and
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
field
yeah.
about that stuff. So I'm just like, I now will have that experience.
Applying
go
it to
forward.
everything in life too. Go.
Exactly.
So I think both Sam and I, who both of us are singers, will certainly turn to you and go, you have such an amazing voice. Where did you get your training, Janelle?
Well, I've never had a vocal lesson in my
Get
life.
the heck out of town. Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I actually just started looking into getting a vocal coach. So one of the, a coach that I follow often on YouTube, Hannah Bales, she was doing a master class in New York, and I went. And there were also 2 other coaches, Rachel and Tyler Kappa, which is also a fantastic accompanist and pianist. And I got to sing in front of them, get feedback, and I was like, oh, my major is cybersecurity. They're like, okay, thanks, see you on Broadway. And I was like, guys, no. So I'm like working out, trying to get like a vocal coach, most likely between one of those 3. So I'm
you just sang and just singing was just kind of a natural thing that came to you. Is any of your family singers or musicians?
No.
So you're like this. That's
Just me.
awesome. That's so cool.
Just me.
This natural talent that you have, and we'll be able to hear you a little bit today in the show.
Yes.
So I'm boasting about it now, but I know Sam and I will both go, "What an amazing talent that is!" And just so it's raw because it hasn't been harvested yet, and just where it is now. So just imagine with this vocal coach or voice teacher, whichever you end up going with. That's cool.
I'm excited.
So you haven't studied theory or any of those kind of things.
I've done choir in high school like 4 years, and there were classes for music theory, but I never took them. But my teacher, we would have like outside lessons, and like within other classes, we would have lessons, and we would kind of do the theory there. And then I would also do it on my own. There were like certain websites and apps that I would use
to understand
and then I've just
how to read
gotten
music and
sight singing, sight reading for instruments as well as singing, and just music theory. I love it. I love it.
That's really cool. It's the math side of you. You like the
Yes,
math side of all this kind of stuff. And Sam, you're a natural talent too with your singing. So where did you start singing? How did that? If you didn't do it a lot in high school.
No, yeah. So the way I started really singing is I kind of like grew up always in like a music field. In elementary school, I was a clarinet player, and from then on until like high school, I pretty much was always involved with music somehow, whether it was like clarinet, tuba, piano. Some way, some form, I was very much in tune with that. And I usually like sang on the side, but like never like in school or anything like that, just because I was like, okay, well, I'm just not that like talented. I'm assuming I'm talented in music, but not talented in singing.
Yeah.
And then one day I just decided to approach the choir teacher and be like, hey, I want to just try choir. Like, I just want to put it in my schedule just as a fun class. And he was like, okay, well, can you sing like a couple notes for me since you've never done it? I started singing, and he immediately went like, okay, you're not joining choir, you're joining the honors choir.
Wow.
And I'm going to develop you to do that. And
Thank goodness for choir teachers,
know.
right?
No,
I mean,
yeah.
where they are,
They're
they
so
just
heaven
go to
sent.
them.
the funny
They're
thing,
there.
the funny thing about that though was he had me as a bass too. And I kind of did not know where the basses were, so I kind of just dropped into the tenor section, started singing, and he was like, oh, so you have range. You're a tenor now because we have a lot of basses.
We need more tenors.
So I was like,
That's
all
funny.
right, cool.
That's funny. So you went further. Do you still play clarinet?
Yes, a little bit. I still do play clarinet and piano.
Have they put it in the show yet?
Uh,
It'll be soon enough. It'll be in the show. So let's just talk about a little about this wonderful musical, the American tribal love rock musical, Hair. 1960s. You both decided to audition for this show. Did you know this show before you auditioned for it? Had you known anything about it? I'll ask Gina.
No.
Nothing.
I knew nothing. The only thing I searched up when I first heard about auditions, like you came to me and were like, are you auditioning? I was like, we'll see. We'll see. Because I didn't know if I was going to still be here at that time. So I searched it up. I saw a synopsis, read through that. That's all I knew. Went to audition. And I was like, okay, we're just going to wing it.
Wow. And
Yeah.
you winged it, did.
Yeah, and
Good.
did.
And Sam, you knew the musical.
Yes, I knew a good amount about the musical beforehand. I've never seen the show, but I've listened to a lot of the music, read the synopsis about it, read over the characters in great detail. I knew where the show was heading and just like the main points the show was trying to hit. Because at the end of the day, like this show, it's trying to hit main points, but it's not like there's like a storyline to it.
Right, and we'll get into talking about that
yeah.
because that can get a little, I don't want to throw that in there in the mix, just kind of get to the audition part of this and where we are now. So you knew a lot of the songs before. These were familiar
Yes.
to you. Did you ever see the film version? Because I think the film version is nice, but it's so completely
This
different.
is different, yeah.
So very different, very linear, very plot-driven compared to what the musical is.
Yeah, it's for me like the movie version. It's just like it kind of takes away.
Careful, I teach it every semester.
It's kind of like an example of like a good idea, just bad execution. I feel like
That's interesting.
because like it's a good idea to make it into a movie. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
There's been multiple musical movies. Some of them great, some of them bad. But I feel like with Hair, like you could definitely make it into a movie. It's just the fact that they tried to make it into
A plot-driven story.
Yeah,
Yeah,
plot-driven
they made it
story.
much more plot-driven. So that's it. And did you know any of these songs before? Had you heard Aquarius or Good Morning? Star?
Aquarius sounded familiar. Like when I saw it on the audition material, I was like, that sounds familiar. And then also Good Morning, Starshine.
Starshine, right.
Sunshine.
Because these
Yeah.
became pop songs
Yeah.
in the 60s. They were huge on the charts
Yeah.
after the show opened. Even the song Hair with the
Yes.
Cowsills singing it became, really popular songs of the day. So we grew up hearing it all the time. I did grow up hearing it. And I was like, is this generation even familiar with these songs? So you went in and Aquarius was the song that you sang at the audition, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you walked in there and Dr. Legionitis is your director.
Yes.
So and Ayana Floro is assistant director. And so there's movement in this, and so you had to sing at the audition. What else did you do, Gina?
We had like movement to one of the songs, Hare Krishna, which is very flowy, very just in the spirit, in the moment-esque. Yeah, so it was fun. It wasn't just like straight choreo, but you had a lot of creative freedom to do whatever.
Explore your body and all that
Yes.
kind of stuff. Cool, cool. And then you read? Did you do reading sides? Did you?
Yeah, we had short sides, was it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. So we had different sides. It was. We had 2 monologues that we could read from. We either read from Wolf or Berger, and then we had sides depending on if you were going to read for Claude. Oh my God, begins with a J.
Jeannie.
Jeannie, and I think there was also one for Sheila.
So they had all these different sides that you could read from, and so you paired up with people and read them. So it was a long audition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was in groups. We went in groups, so it was like they spread out the time, but
So
it
you
still
had your
took time.
tribe you went with. as
Yeah.
you went.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you and your tribe went in and moved with Hare Krishna. You went in solely and sang Aquarius one at a time, and then you were, but most of them were the monologues as opposed to pairing up with
Yeah,
scene study. Most of it was monologues. So you did all that kind of stuff. Cool, cool. And then you get cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, how
that was-
wonderful, wonderful. And so it's such an incredible story there, and I want to get more into where the story goes. But why is it called the American Tribal Love Rock Musical? Why do we have that? Why is it titled that? Not just Hair. People go, oh, I saw Hair. It's like it's the American Tribal Love Rock Musical. What's the tribal part?
So the tribal part is very much like just a community in its own self. Like it's very much like this is a tribute to kind of like kind of like an anti-war type thing.
Cool. And we'll get into that's part of the themes of the show there. Good.
And that is just like a really core part of the show, but that's also like, it's a very rock heavy musical, as we know.
Cool.
There's also other music in it, obviously.
And talking about music, because I'm going to cut you off there because we're about to take a break. We're going to come back from the break and we're going to listen to Janelle sing Aquarius. So come right back. Thank you for tuning in.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Why come to Bergen? Our Bergen community spans far and wide. Throughout Bergen County, the state of New Jersey, and, in a very real way, the world. From alumni and local residents looking for ways to become part of our Bergen community, the college offers a variety of opportunities, such as Anna Maria Saccone Theater. Students also choose Bergen because it provides students with a well-rounded educational experience and affordable tuition. No matter where you want to go, Bergen will help you get there.
Hi, and welcome back to BergenStages Television. We're talking with two of the cast members about the upcoming BergenStages musical Hair, but what better way than talking about it is getting to hear a song from it. So we are so pleased to announce that Janelle is now going to sing Aquarius from our musical Hair. So let's watch.
When the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide the planets and love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, the age of Aquarius. Aquarius, Aquarius. Harmony and understanding, sympathy and trust abounding. No more falsehood or derision, golden living dreams of visions, mystic crystal revelation, and the mind's true liberation. Aquarius, Aquarius. When the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide the planets and love will steer the stars. Yeah, the age of Aquarius, 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 Aquarius.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. As I said to you before, you've got one of the most amazing voices there, and to know that it's such raw talent, Janelle, is just. I can't believe where it's going to go with it. Even while you're doing cybersecurity, you'll. I think everybody's right talking about your voice. So,
Thank you.
so how does it feel singing a song like that, and what does it mean to you?
Oh, it's amazing. It's very freeing. There's a lot of vocal freedom, which is like one of my favorite things, where I get to riff and like do all these high notes and just do whatever. So it's very I can just give it my all and not pull back with anything.
It's
So,
like you're going to church. It's like
Yes.
you're just letting go. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're just feeling it go. And I think the whole musical is that way, right, Sam? I think this is the feeling of this freedom. Yeah.
No, yeah, especially with the soloists, it's very much you have that liberty and freedom to pull and riff when you want to and when you need to. There's a lot of liberty in the music as well. Really, only the group songs are just like very tight knit, but a lot of the solos, as you're going to see when you come and watch the musical, are going to be very free-flowing, very have those riffs and have that just very fun vibe the entire time.
Great. And Jess Abrams, of course, is our music director, who does amazing thing too. And I know that she loves this music. I mean, from her rock background as well, just kind of bring that into it. But how fun it is to be able to express yourself this way. I think it's one of the most naturalistic kind of musicals. It's like the audience is experiencing this for the first time. We're all kind of in this together, as opposed to a musical that seems so booked and it's going to be this way every single night. It is done especially for that audience the way it is. And it really breaks that fourth wall, right? The audience is a part of this, becomes a part of the tribe.
Yeah. It's very much, I love just like the satire moments as well in the musical, obviously without spoiling too much. There are those like moments where it's like the audience very much is kind of like just part of the tribe.
Right.
Like it's not just the people on stage, it's the people in the audience sitting down. They're like, oh, we're a part of this too. It's like, yes, you are. You very much
And I think when the musical came out originally, there were parents kids dragging their parents to the theater, say, maybe you'll get me now if you see this musical. And the other was the parents will say, well, let me come to this musical, so maybe I'll get you, find out what it's all about. And again, we talk about this not being really plot driven, even though there's kind of a story in there that you follow, but it's not. That's not the important part of it. I guess it's what we call a concept musical, that it's more about the themes and the message as opposed to worrying about a linear plot in it. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's just music after music after music, and you go, okay, characters pop in and out. And it was born out of this, the living newspaper period in theater history in the 60s, but also the Vietnam War and everything that's going on. So I know Dr. Eubank came in and spoke to you about some of the history. Was that helpful, having that background, Jenna?
Very much so, because I'm not like a history type of person. I'll only find out about history if I'm in school or someone is like talking to me face to face, like LJ. He's very good with like history stuff.
Yeah.
So like when I hear things from people and they say it in such a way that I can understand the concept and what has happened, it's like quite insightful, especially that we're going to be performing pieces that we will need a backstory for that.
Things that were core of the 60s, not only the Vietnam War, but civil rights movements, so many things that were going on at the time. And I'm glad you brought out L.J. Hickman as our distinguished guest in the show. Alumni come back to perform HUD in the show with you guys. So it's great to have L.J. back to do this with you. And I think it's kind of fun to have him with his background and his understanding of it. Yeah. But what else have you learned about from the history of Eubank, Dr. Eubank giving?
We learned a lot about what hippie culture was really like.
Hippie culture, yeah.
Because that is like one of the key components is that we are all hippies. And some of us don't really know what hippies are because we all just think like the stereotype, like, oh, hippies, like drugs, like sex,
drug, and rock and roll. Yeah.
Exactly. But there's so much more that's entangled into what being a hippie is. And then also just learning more about the Vietnam War and very much like this is a war that we were just kind of thrown into. Like no one asked to be thrown into it. We kind of were just like, we want to show our dominance and we want to help our ally because we need to, and we're America, so we're obviously going to win. And it's like, no, that's not how life works. And we all were telling you we don't want to be part of this, yet you were kind of just forcing it on us.
Exactly, and it was this generation, that younger generation, that put a stop to it, really, the protests and the love-ins and the demonstrations and the be-ins were all a part of saying we're anti-war, we don't believe in this. We believe in peace and that. And so a musical like this really is important today, yeah?
Yes.
To tell the same story. that
Very
it's-
much so.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll bring something up. LJ, he was saying that he was telling his aunt that history repeats, and she was like, "No, history doesn't repeat; it rhymes." And I was like,
Ooh.
"Huh."
Ooh,
Like
that's
it's
good.
quite fascinating because a lot of the things that happened way before, it's still so incredibly relevant today, and I find that's one of the most fascinating parts about this. Like we can relate back and find patterns in all of it.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
incredible, incredible. And I think, and you got to listen to the songs because I think the lyrics to those take us there. Because you were saying there's not a lot of dialogue in it as much as there is music, and the lyrics are so. Rado, Ragney, and McDermott wrote the musical in the '60s, born out of Viet Rock, counting out these musicals, but the lyrics are so personal. I guess if that's it. And I think that's why that free flowing of singing them and moving is all the part of that free flowing of it.
No, yeah, just because the lyrics as well, like they kind of tell the story in and of itself in that one moment. And the music kind of just ties it all together to bring this like protest of anti-war and freedom and peace that we're trying to just bring to the forefront to the musical to show even today that we would need it.
Great. And the feeling you want the audience to have leaving, is there are you there yet? Can I tap into that yet? Or are you like, wait a minute, Jim, ask me in a week?
We've explored that a little bit because some of the songs would be very taboo today. A lot of language that is used, people would be like, oh my gosh. So I'm excited
Right,
to
you
see
said that out
people's
loud?
reactions, to be like, oh my God, to see their facial reactions and just see their feelings towards it because we've already experienced it multiple times during rehearsal.
Right.
So them seeing it for the first time, I'm excited to see that.
But it's very, there's optimism and hope, I think, that comes out of that, and flower power, and all this wonderful stuff in it. And then you get Aaron Ingersoll's designed the set, and it's kind of a playground, sort of, levels and
It's
out in the audience ramps.
It's so much fun, especially when it's all built up. We were told that we could potentially like play with the band a little bit and interact with them.
Cool.
And that
they're on stage right there.
that I feel like it just also brings like their connection towards us, and then it brings even more connection just to all of us in general. So
And Soraya Marone's doing costumes, which we have a great picture from our photo shoot that we had done. And it's fun wearing these outfits. They're free-flowing as well, yeah?
Yes,
and,
they're very
and we do
free-flowing.
have hair.
oh, we have hair.
It's a musical about hair. A lot of people are like, why is it called hair?
You'll see.
You'll find out.
You'll find out. It's not hairspray.
No.
Not even close. It is the musical Hair. So you get to play around on all these levels and out in the ramp, bring you out into the house and intertwined with the audience and all this kind of stuff as well there. Dean Matson will do the sound design, he's so incredible that you hear every lyric, which is so important in this piece. Dan Conroy will do props, and it's a prop-heavy show. There's a lot of bringing things on and off the stage for dream sequences and acid trips and all sorts of things like that. But it's not a comment. It's free flowing enough to not make a statement long enough to get on to the next one. Does that kind of?
Yes.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Does that make sense? It's kind of like, we're here now, but we're going to go to this one now, and we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
So we're not going to let you dwell on that one. We're just going to tap you on the shoulder and say that to you.
Yeah.
Good. So an incredible cast. You open on April 3rd, for 2 weekends. So it's Friday and Saturday, and then the following weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. On that Thursday, we'll do a talk back, talking about the history and about your feeling about the show, and I'll re-ask that question I asked earlier at the talk back to see what you've come up with at the time there. But break a leg with the show. It's in the Saccone Theater. So get your tickets now. It is going to sell out. It's the musical Hair, done by BergenStages, opening April 2nd, 3rd. I know, you should have it right in front of you. We're going to put it on the screen so you don't listen to me. Tickets.bergen.edu. Guys, thank you so much for coming to the show today. Break a leg with opening night. Thank you all for tuning into the show, and we'll see you at the theater. Thanks for watching.